into the league, playing for the LAG squad. To see how he fares against a team with a hell of a chip on their shoulder. So far, so good for the boys of Toronto Ultra. Hardpoint going their way. LAG on the approach. They will be, of course, the purple arrows today, or the white arrows, the purple arrows today. There we go.
Yeah, get used to the purple and white, paying close attention to make sure we can track the teams. But I think bringing up Ezreal is a very good point. I can only imagine the level of nerves you have coming into, like, your first pro match at all. And then maybe nerves as well for Scrap, because his character model is doing all sorts of things except playing the game.
It does.
Looks like Toronto, unfortunately, has an issue. But if Ezreal had nerves, he just got to get some out of the way. Take a nice little breather.
I guess a restart, I suppose. Well, that's going to be that. A slight technical hiccup there for somebody on Toronto Ultra. Yeah, we're going to call that one. Right back at it. We'll go in a moment, folks. But for now, yeah, restart that one. Toronto is hosting a watch party right now. The team is on a little stage. I do believe at their facility for Assault Fame, Ezreal, and Diamondcon, though. Possibly at home, possibly in the LAG facility. I don't have a clue. No one gave me that information, but we'll do what we can to find it out. But back over we come to us. Chance at Subbase. Of course, Smoke and Maven talked about it earlier. Game clock coming into play there. There are shades of Bocage. It's a small map. It's a spicy map. We are expecting a huge amount of engagements. It's exactly what we've seen so far.
And it's a great map to sort of test like the mettle and resolve of like all of these players, right? Because you have on the LAG side like a couple former pros like Adam Assault, world champ, back in the pro league. He sort of danced around in the CDL. Same thing with Diamondcon. Had a stint on the New York Subliners where honestly, like, he looked really good when he was playing on that squad, but just ended back up in the Challengers pit. And of course, Fame, we got a taste of him last year. Very smart, sort of like heads up SMG player. So excited to watch this team play. I know they had sort of a drama coming into the start of the year, but quite a few players have experience with each other and experience with the coaching staff. It's also unfortunate though for these guys, or maybe a good thing, I suppose, Miles, depending on your perspective. Their first 4 matches are against like Toronto, New York, Optic, and Atlanta FaZe. So LAG starts their year off with a gauntlet of matches.
Depends on how that all goes. I mean, if they start things off strong, fantastic. It can only go, up from that. If they start things in a bad way, well, we'll see how it goes against the other half of the league. But for now, we have a little look at some stats of the LAG squad. This is how the last season, or the last series, went. In MW2, which feels like a lifetime ago. Their map record 51-86. They were not a top caliber team by any stretch of the imagination. The best placement they got their chance was top 8, all the way back at Major 2. MW2 not terribly kind to the Los Angeles Guerrillas.
No, not at all. They absolutely struggled. I think it was only off the back of the Ravens that you see a couple 11th places rather than 12. So they struggled, and I mean, they made some pretty massive switch ups to like the players and the coaching staff as well. So doing a nice swap to try to look for those improvements. And I suppose in a sense for like a couple new guys in the mix like Ezreal, you're going to get the best possible experience incredibly early on to your start for the CDL to play against these top teams. So we'll see exactly where they stand. Like, they might be able to come out of the gates hot, but at the very least, there's going to be a lot learned from us today about both of these teams.
Yeah, and again, we talk about this every single time a player makes their debut, but under the brightest lights, it's not an easy thing. From home, it can be quite nice, or even from a player facility. So Ezreal may come into this one happy. And when it comes to that Boston Major in January, that might be a very, very different case for them. A lot of pressure on those players, a literal big stage, and actual bright lights. In the previous series, though, Awakening had a great crack of sun across his face. I'm not sure if many fans at home noticed that one, but Looney, close the curtain, brother. Come on, help your boy out.
Yeah, it needs a blackout curtain or a little bit of tape or something like that. But I suppose a team that, for the most part, maybe up until the grand finals, handled the bright lights incredibly well last year. I mean, you would Scrap, again, rookie season, come out second overall at Champs, one of the best teams of the year. They won a major as well. They have